Hey guys, RTT back here with another video, guys. Today we'll be talking about my 5-month review of the Surface Duo 2 right here. And yes, I do have the out-of-box case on the Surface Duo 2, and I still do love this case a lot. It does help me protect this phone, which I absolutely love. And I know a lot of people are probably thinking about picking up the Duo 2, especially because recently it did get a little bit of a price cut, around $200, $250 down on each iteration of the Gigabyte models available. Now, I think everyone watching my content right now, for the most part, probably either owns or have used a Surface Duo 1, so they kind of understand the premise of the Surface Duo lineup. If you guys are new, pretty much the big thing about these phones is that, as you guys can see right here, it opens up to two dual displays. I can go ahead and put that in 360 degrees, or like this, I can have it in any orientation I want. That's why a lot of people love these phones. Why I love the phone too is it's very unique, different, and very exciting to actually play around with and use for the first time. Now, when it comes to price tag wise, obviously, even though it did get a price cut, $1,300, $1,200, still a lot of money to spend on a cell phone that is going to be lacking some features. Let's be honest. I mean, we're going to start off with the cons because there are a lot of pros about this and why I do love the Surface Duo 2. So starting off right away, yes, the cons are going to be that it's only two 90 hertz displays. It's not 120 hertz, and neither of these displays will give you 120 hertz, which is a really common thing we see with a lot of different cell phones on the market nowadays. Even the Z Fold 3 right here has 120 hertz built into both inner and outer display, something you're not going to get on the Surface Duo 2. Second thing you're not going to get is an outer display. You're really just going to get, you have to open it up or use it in phone mode to actually be able to use this phone without, on the outside. So kind of does suck for that reason. It's not too big of a deal in my opinion. It's really, honestly, the littlest thing for me, but that is definitely something to take in consideration. Now, one of the biggest features of the Duo 2, a lot of people, or they actually showed off a lot when it came to the announcement video, was that outside glance display. Now, I will say this, I am coming here to tell you right now, this outside glance display, even 5 months later, is so useless. And they have not updated it or made any kind of software that lets you be able to utilize this outside display, which really does suck a lot. And the last kind of con I would say is, of course, not having, I'm going to say two more, because one is there is waterproofness to this phone, but it's also not at all. It is the lowest IP rating possible, which is IPX, I believe, 1. Which means pretty much that if there's a rainstorm and your phone is horizontal like this or vertical like this, and the rain comes down, as long as it correctly doesn't, your phone's perfect, your phone will make it. If it doesn't, your phone will break. Okay, so it's the lowest IP rating possible. They try to force it on it just so that they could say it's waterproof in some way. And the last thing, of course, is wireless charging. There's no wireless charging on this device. There is wireless power transfer, which is pretty much you can charge a Surface Pen off this device if you do have the S Pen cover and only the S Pen cover. So there is the cons to this device. Now let's talk about the pros, because I love this device. 5 months later, and I still absolutely adore the Surface Duo 2. First off, the production value, how much production you can get done in this phone is absolutely amazing. This is still a phone, I will say, and I do love the Z Fold 3 right here. This is another phone I do love foldable phone-wise. But at the same time, though, the amount of production you can get done on the Surface Duo 2 makes it to a point where if you are a college student, I would probably recommend the Duo 2 over the Z Fold 3. And the reason why is because of that dual screen action, really being able to split up two different applications at one time is so well. It works so well on this device. And again, you can connect a keyboard, a mouse, and really just optimize this as a pretty much personal little laptop. And it just works so well. I just can't get enough of it, in all honesty. Now, second thing I will say about this phone is the battery life is pretty dang good. And I've not had any issue at all with the battery life. And that's something I know a lot of people, going into the affordable phone market, it's a really big scare. I mean, you have two complete displays running off of one battery. Some older affordable phones, they split up two different batteries, a small battery on either display. This has one internal battery, so yeah, you're really going off of one battery and hoping that one battery lasts as long as humanly possible. The Z Flip 3 has had issues with this, where it wasn't even lasting more than 6 hours because of how small the battery is. I will say this does a really good job of that, not having to worry about the battery dying on me or having any issues with that. Now, another really good pro to this phone that actually makes it an upgrade from the Duo 1, of course, is the 90 hertz displays. They got updated from 60 hertz of the Duo 1, but it's also, this phone does have NFC, and NFC, obviously the ability to be able to do a lot of things, but Google Pay is one thing a lot of people do like. And that just adds so much more, to this phone, makes it more usable as a daily driver. The camera setup is really interesting on this phone. It's a 12, 16, and 12, which is better than the Z Fold 3, which has a triple 12 camera setup. Just overall, the build quality feels so much more premium, even more premium, I say, than the Surface Duo 1, which I do like a crap ton, how much more premium it actually feels. And again, like I said, overall wise, I do love this phone. The price tag is still one of those things where you're going to want to try out the Duo 1 if you're going to try to pull the trigger on the Duo 2. You might want to try out the Duo 1 first, see how you like it, and then go for the Duo 2. I'm not saying you can't go into the Duo 2 blind, never having a Duo before, and you're just absolutely going to hate it if you do that. It's a phone that really grows on you over time. It's not a phone that I feel like, it's not made for everyone. It really isn't. And I feel like, and that's why I've said many times when the Duo lineup is very much of a niche market. The affordable phone market in general was a niche market. It's become more mainstream. But I still think the Duo 1 and Duo 2 is a niche market. And it does not appeal to everyone. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where certain people are going to love this phone, certain people are going to hate this phone. So it really comes down to, kind of just yourself as a person. So with that being said, I still would rate this phone out of 10. Probably a solid 9. I would say 8.5. I think there are some things that need to work on, and the Duo 3 is not coming out this year. Duo 3 is coming out next year, which is actually another really big pro about the Duo 2 is the fact that Microsoft is going to be releasing Android 12L on this phone, and they're spending this whole entire year working on the software to really optimize this phone and make it amazing. And Android 12L will push this phone most likely up to a 9.5 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10. It's really hard to get that crisp 10 out of 10 rating on any review, period. But again, that will go ahead and pull up a lot when it comes to the rating of this phone, because Android 12L is optimized for, and again, the L stands for large devices, large foldable phones / tablets. The L, of course, being that it's more optimized for a foldable phone, right? It's more optimized where things work a lot better. Now, Android 12 also adds a lot of different privacy, background functionality, so it's gonna make the phone overall feel a little bit more, fun to play with, give it a little bit more detail to things. So overall, Android 12L should be that next step forward. Microsoft taking this year off of giving us a Duo 3 should also be really good, because that does mean that hopefully they're working with different app developers to optimize applications for the Duo lineup. Again, like I said, this is all just, hyperbole. This is all just, predictions and hopes. I think Microsoft kind of has learned from their past, and they're trying to make a better future. So like I said before, it's still a great phone. I think it's an amazing phone. I still think it's one of those phones, though, that it's not for everyone, and the people it is for are going to absolutely love it. So give the Duo 1 a try, see how you like it, and if you absolutely love it, then go ahead and go for the Duo 2. Me personally, I would say I love the Duo 2, and it still will be one of my most favorite phones of all times. It's just, it really just takes, my favorite phone of all time is Duo 1. It just takes everything the Duo 1 has and it adds so much more. Faster processor, more gigabytes of RAM, better battery, you know, just so many things added. Some things I'm not really too much a fan of, but for the most part, really, really great phone and device. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.